today in this video we will be doing, as you just saw on the title screen, we are in the FIA Manufacturers Series and in round 4 at Brands Hatch. This first part of the video will just be my qualifying, so see how we do. And obviously, now I've seen some of the qualifying times, they are a lot, well, the last time I checked anyway, I don't know how much it's changed since the last time I looked. But last time I looked at, there was a few of the Toyotas were up there. The 86 and a few top 10s I think were in Toyotas, but it might have changed since I last looked at it. So we're going to see how we do. Obviously just on the outlap, just get used to it. Brands Hatch itself is, I probably, since the when we had the daily race with the F1500s, that race I didn't do too well because sort of like I wasn't really that good at Brands Hatch really. But for this, I think I've gotten a little bit better at Brands Hatch. I know a bit more about where the break points are. Still not 100% there with Brands Hatch, and it's not normally a track I tend to go on myself anyway, so it's kind of like but I thought I'd give it a go, and we'll just see how we do. This was the 9 o'clock race, so I thought I didn't have much else to do, so I thought I'll try the race at 9 o'clock, see how I do on there, and then if things didn't go well, or I thought I could do better, then I'll do the 11 o'clock race, which could possibly overtake this one. I don't know. I do. I know, but you don't. So I might cut this off halfway through. You might see the qualifying. I might, I might be like, screw it. I'm gonna wait till 11 o'clock. Blah 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 blah. So we're going for our first final lap and off. So not the best start. Yeah. No, it's the first lap, but it's still got time, so it's not like it's not a massive disaster. It's just like wanting a bit wide there. It's like, okay, so I know a little bit too fast there, so next time tiny bit slower. But again, just gonna see how we do, where we get, what we get, where we get, how we do, and where we go. Hopefully off a little bit less in the way to where we go. Hopefully a little bit less not off and more on. That'd be a good start. So I think it is the Blade 007A. He's in the Megan, South Africa. I think that's South Africa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's South African for position 11. I think that's the South African flag. I think. But he was. I don't know. I didn't. It's sort of like at a point at one point in the race, he does. I don't know. So there were a couple of other people two other people I think who may have complained about him. I think it might have just been one person, but I don't know. There might have been any others as I wasn't looking at the thing properly. But I know at least one person complained about him. I had a tiny little problem with him at one point in the race, so I think it was sort of like he was, he wasn't, it wasn't full out dirty driver, but I do think it's sort of like he'll happily be a dirty driver if he wants to be, which is not great, and it's a bit rubbish. It's like if you can't overtake people properly, then don't bother racing at all. If you can't beat people properly by actual race and skill, don't bother racing at all. If you want to basically go ramming people off the road just for sheer fuck of it, then go and play Burnout or Need for Speed or something like that. Basically, there's plenty of games out there where you can go ramming into people, smashing into people, and the other people won't really give too much of a fuck because they'll just do the same back to you. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna go ranting on about dirty drivers and bad racing and bad driving, because it's like well, sometimes for some people you could be here for fucking days talking about it, but I'm not gonna. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here commentate on my race. So my fastest lap so far was a 1:36.7. Now I know compared to what I was doing in practice, that is rubbish, absolute rubbish. So we'll see what we can get here. I'm 1:34, so it's faster, about 2.5 seconds faster, but still, and again, gone wide. Not great, not doing great qualifying. I'm in qualifying in 13th place at the moment. Oh dear. But no, in my practice, I think, I can't remember exactly correctly, but I think my fastest practice lap, I think was a 1:30. It was something like around about 1:31.2. I think it was in like the low 1:31s, somewhere around that region. So basically probably about 3 seconds faster than what my best lap on here has been so far. So I'm off pace by 3 seconds. Oh great. So starting 13, and then there, I think at that point I was moving out of the way because the person in first, who's qualified in first, he was behind me, and I thought, well, I'm going a bit slower, he is catching up. And it looks like he's trying to do a flying lap, so I wanted to move out of his way and, you know, give him the room to go by. The only problem is I went a little bit too wide and I started to get sucked off into the grass, which is a bit of a bitch for on this track sometimes. It really is. But lucky enough, I think it was this lap. I think it was this lap I was planning to pit anyway, because there's only like about just a little over 3 minutes left. So it's like not really, because I gotta get the out lap out of the way and then the actual lap. So I was going to pit in this lap anyway regardless, so it's all like, oh, if I go wide a bit there, no, that's not the end of the world because I'm pitting in anyway. So I decided to opt for the medium tyre rather than the hard tyre, because this was a medium and hard tyre race. I decided to go for the mediums. So I'm starting to go for the more like softer compound now during these kind of races rather than the harder compound, just to see how I do in comparison to previous races. So obviously I'm going to get this out lap out of the way, so I get enough time to get this out lap done and one more qualifying lap, and that's it. So we're near the end of the qualifier now, obviously, as you can see in the time. We've got 2 minutes 14 seconds left. So just got to get around this as smoothly as I can. Try not to wear the tyres down too much, so I've got the most freshest tyres that I can have, or near enough have, without wasting time to basically get one last flying lap. So lucky enough, during the actual race, no one knocked over the little brake boards, the little white boards on the side of the track, because they were very useful to me in this, because I don't know the track immensely well, so it's kind of sort of like, eh. So I was lucky enough to know I walked over the boards, so it was sort of like fine. Now the problem is in qualifying, I got stuck behind him. Now unfortunately, he's in the Jag, so technically his top end is actually higher than mine. His top end speed is faster than mine, so I had to get him in the corner. I had to try and catch up in the corners. But it's sort of like, but he was also the fastest. He's the fastest on track at the moment. So it's kind of like, for me to try and get the point to actually overtake him was a pain in the ass during this lap. So it's like I couldn't go flying around as fast as I would like to, because I wasn't totally sure if he was trying to do one more flying lap as well. So I was being a little bit cautious on this qualifying lap, but lucky enough he made a mistake there. He goes off, take over, and then it's just like, right, now I've got clear road ahead of me. Does that matter really a bit of a drink? And no, this video is not sponsored by Coke or anything like that, it's just I fancy a drink of Coke. So we are up on our qualifying time by about, I think it was about 4 tenths, it was like 4.6 something or whatever. So it's sort of like, it's still not great. We're still in like a high 133, which is not great for qualifying. As you see, I don't know when I dropped down, but I did drop down to 14th. Now, someone knocked over the board there, and I was just like trying to remember exactly where the breaking point was. There, so I kind of got the corner a bit wrong. Unfortunately, it was more my error, not because of the board, not so much the board wasn't there. It just didn't help. But I made an error on that corner, so that kind of buggered up that lap a little bit. But I got him on 33.2. So, you know, I managed to climb a couple of positions. There's still a couple of people running that are behind me, so obviously I wanted to keep an eye on them and see where they qualified. You see, I just dropped down to 11th. But in the end, I do qualify in 11th because there you go. So we start the race in 11th place. Not a great start, to be honest. Alright, so here we are at the start of the race. Don't ask what I was just being fucking stupid. So, let's see who we're racing against. So we have Optivenom in the Jaguar, who's the guy who's in front of me. Mr. Alex 46 in the Porsche. Scarpy EFC in the Mercedes. BS Racing Noob in the BMW M4. Obscura 79 in the McLaren 650S. Ballet 007A in the Megane. You see someone liked an activity mode. Demphist in the Hyundai Genesis. Oh yeah, baby! In the Porsche. Fredinini in the Aston Martin V Advantage. Stefano F in the WRX. Just thought that was a tongue twister. Little old me in the Toyota in 11th place. Savarks in the Aston Martin, who was actually in our previous FIA race. Formula 161 in the BMW. Alterego 111 in the Volkswagen Scirocco. Lizard and Gooey in the Dodge Viper, which I think I've been in a race with him a couple of times. C3L3T1NO in Nissan GTR, fucking goddamn. Cedric 1182 in the Aston Martin V Advantage. And Benzen 1079 in the NSX. So a couple of names on there. The Cervax was he was actually my last race in the Red Bull Ring in the FIA in the Manufacturers Series, and I think we beat him in that race as well. But there's a couple of names on there that look familiar to me, and I think I may have raced against a couple of these people before, but I don't really remember the races. So we are at the start. 18 people. I'm down at 11 laps. What can I pull off? Or does it do away this big screw it, I'll just do this race and that's it. It doesn't matter how the hell it goes, if I go bad, horrible, bad, good, bad, rubbish. So a little bit twitchy right out first. Just trying to sort of like keep up with the pack a little wee bit. So, you know, I think there's a, you know, the start. I will say the start of this race was very close between a bunch of, I think, like a few of the cars around. Sort of like, it was very close first couple of laps, I think, if I can remember correctly. You know, there's little gaps like what there is there and stuff like that. You know, there's those kind of gaps, but it was always like very kind of closest racing. So I'm just sort of getting adjusted to obviously running this car with no traction control this time, which normally I tend to have at least a little bit of traction control. But I thought, you know, this is only a GR4, it should be easy enough to control, so I probably don't really need traction control on. Though the only problem with this race, this track is if you go on the grass, it spins you out. It can spin you out really badly. Really badly. So I'm taking a tiny little bit of a risk of running with no traction control. Now I probably wasn't looking properly at the thing, but at that point, to me, it just looked like the Blade 007 in the Megane. Just came out of nowhere. But since he was ghosted, he was using that to his advantage to get through, at least past me. But I don't know, I may have just been not seeing things right. And yeah, you had Fredolini spin off. So I'll get overtaken by Formula 161 because that wasn't the best corner there. It wasn't great. So I went a bit wide there, so I was able to be overtaken by Formula 161 in the BMW. But still in 10th, so I'm still at least one place higher than when I started. So could be going a lot worse. But again, it could be going a lot better. Because it could always be going a lot better. So you can see there is a bit of a gap. There's a bit of a gap between me and 9th, and there's a tiny bit of a gap between me and 11th. I'm no threat to 9th, but 11th's really no threat to me at this present moment of time. But I think at this point I did manage to catch up a little bit. Because yeah, the 86 is not the best on a straight line, but it is good in the corners, which it always tends to be how these things bloody work. It's if the car's not good on a straight line, it's good in the corner, and if it's not too strong in the corners, then it's good on a straight line. Now you can see that I managed to climb 2 positions. I know one of them was because Blade 007 in the Megane was able to was basically had a penalty. I can only guess that Oh Yeah Baby might have had a penalty as well, maybe, or he span off. I can't actually remember now. But you can see a bit of a rough corner, not sort of rough going into it, but about an alright exit. But that's what it's like with me. A lot of the corners in this track is like I can exit the corners. Alright, but with some of them, sometimes I'm just a little bit rough going in them. And then I adjust and then exit. Then my exit isn't too bad. So now at this point with the racing as well, apart from I'm trying to get as many points as I can, sort of thing. But I was also at the point in this race. I think a couple of 1,000 points out from being a C class driver to becoming a B class driver. So at the same time, as well as I'm thinking, I want to try to see how I try and do well in this race and get the most amount of points I can, I'm also thinking, let's see if I can get a high enough position in this race to get myself out of C class and get myself into B class rating for my driver rating. So I'm racing for 2 things really. So we're coming up to the end of the 3rd lap. Still in 8th, so managed to come a few positions. Nothing crazy, but all in all not bad. I seem to do that a lot with the accelerator. I sort of do like the whole the accelerator. I don't know if that's a good thing to do, but it's just something I just do. Now here, Blaze Heavy, he tried to go on the inside, which is fair enough. It's a fair enough move. But then he runs me wide. And effectively pushes me off. And I think that's like the dirty driving aspect. And I think where maybe some people had a bit of a problem with him before. Or at least one person, I know one other person had a problem with him somewhere in the race. I didn't call him out. I didn't call out on him at the end of the race, because the person I was kind of bothered. It's like, oh well, you know, because it's like, well, he's gone wide there. He's ghosted. He's got a penalty, so he got his comeuppance. Okay, I may have lost the position, so I've now dropped down to 9th instead of 8th, but I could have easily dropped down 2 positions. But since he got his comeuppance and went wrong, I've only lost 1 in the end. So it's not the end of the world. and there's still 7 laps remaining. Well, just a little over, well, basically 6 laps remaining. So you know, it wasn't like the end of the world. I could still make up ground. I can make up time. So I go try and go on the inside of the Porsche here of Oh Yeah Baby. So coming, he's still ahead. I think the Cayman's got a better top end. So I was thinking of trying and go see if we had the momentum to get into the inside. Unfortunately not. But again, now I think at this point someone did leave. I don't know who it was who left, but someone did leave the race, and now there's only 17 people. But it happened to be one of the people, at least one of the people who was out in front. So therefore then I've now climbed at 8th instead of being 9th. But in the grand scheme of it, I'm still technically kind of in the same position I was before, because I haven't overtaken anybody. So I'm still kind of sort of in the same place. It's just that I'm now in 8th, so I'm automatically basically effectively going to get higher points anyway than what I was. But we still got 6 laps. About 5.5 laps now. So we still got time to make it to ground, make it to time. Obviously I'm running on the mediums, and obviously yeah, some people are going to pit in probably around about this lap. Some people might push it for a little bit longer. Some people are running on the hard, so they'll be able to push a little bit longer. But obviously they will evidently be slower anyway, because they're running on a harder tyre. But I don't know what would have been the better strategy for the race. Whether it would have been the medium tyre or the harder tyre. But I thought I'd try the mediums. So you can see the BMW is pitted in there. So I managed to now climb up to 5th, because you've got a few people behind pitting in. So now up into 5th place. Still behind Oh Yeah Baby. And we're coming up to this corner for me was always a bit of a sketchy corner for me. It's like sometimes I do it alright, other times I go completely horribly wrong on it, or at least not do too well at it. It's a bit of a sketchy corner for me, that one. Now obviously this guy he's just come out of the pits. He's on fresh and newer tyres, and my tyres, especially the top left, is starting to die of death. You know, it's starting to die a little bit of death. And I think, if I can remember correctly, it was this lap I pitted in anyway, so if it is this lap, which I'm pretty sure it is, I don't know, I should remember. I only did this race a few hours ago. It wasn't that long ago I did the race. But yeah, I thought there's no point me trying to find him, because he's on fresh and newer tyres, he's got the better car on the straight, la la la, and I'm planning to pit it in soon anyway, so it's just like, I'm just gonna carry on. So I was down in 6th, but obviously due to the I'm just gonna call him Stefano for short. Stefano obviously went off there, so I was able to overtake, but it didn't matter because he was gonna pit in anyway. And I have a little bit of a rough entry into the pits, just a little bit rough. But so me, Stefano, and Oh Yeah Baby have all pitted in. So there was refueling in this race. You did have to refuel, or at least I did anyway. I still kept on with the mediums. So coming out of that, I've now dropped down to 9th. So I've sort of come out just a little bit behind of where I was by the time I went in. So I got a little bit of ground to make up. Little bit rough. You know, cold tyres, new tyres. I've got to get them warmed up. So yeah, but I don't know how many people in front of me. I don't know if 6th, 7th, 8th have pitted or not, but I've got a feeling that they probably have. I can't remember. I wasn't really watching when they pitted anyway, so I can only guess that they pitted. So if they're on slightly older tyres, I got a bit of an advantage because I'm on mediums and they're fresh and they're new, so I can push the car. Just gotta get those tyres warmed up. So the first person we got to try and catch up with is Obscura. So again, a little bit slidey, you know, a little bit slidey widey. We're about it's about 1.5 seconds behind him, I believe, and he's in McLaren. I believe it's McLaren. Yeah. Yeah, he is the McLaren. But you see, he goes a bit wrong there. Obviously, he loses momentum, and I'm just like, boop. But other people have pitted in. Now, I think, oh yeah, baby pitted in again. I've just realised that. I've just realised that now. I think, oh yeah, baby pitted in again. Why? I'm probably gonna watch over that. I'll watch over this again and I'll have a look. But I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, baby just pitted in again, because then he just pitted in at the same time as me. So it was like, why is he pitting in again? Oh, if I did see that correctly, well, he's completely buggered out of it, isn't he? That was a bit of a silly move. But as you can see, in the end, we have now actually climbed up to 5th. So we were in 8th, but then we managed to suddenly climb up to 5th place. Lucky me. So now the question is, can I catch up with 4th? Now 4th authority is about, I think that's like 2.3, something like that. Can't quite see it, it's quite blurred on my screen at the moment. Now, almost close to disaster. Because unfortunately I did go on the grass, and as I said earlier on, if you go on the grass on this track for some reason, it's very easy for you to get spun out when you lose control of the car, especially if you're not running on traction control. But lucky enough, I just slowed down, but I didn't brake to slow down. I might braked a little bit, but I went more for ease off the accelerator to slow down rather than braking. So therefore, I'm not getting momentum or putting force into making my car go fucking and go off over the hills and far away. But as you can see, we're slowly catching up with the guy in the BMW. What's his name? Is it BS Racing Noob? So we're kind of catching up with BS Racing Noob. I think at one point he was like 2.3, 2.4 seconds ahead, something like that, I think. He's gone back up to being 2 seconds ahead, but he's also dropped down. And now he's only like 1.8. So I'm slowly closing that gap on him. I've still got about 2.5 laps to go to catch up with him. So we're going to see what we can do and see if we can get past BS Racing Noob. You know, see if he is actually a noob. Mind you, I can't really complain. I'm a bit of a noob at this anyway as well. So. But I do believe he's struggling because he's probably on older tyres than me, so that's probably why he's struggling. Because as you can see, that within like 1/3 of the track, I've managed to now knock that gap down to about a second. Knock it down by about a second. So 4th is easily up for grabs in this, because we've still got 2 laps to go. So let's see what we're doing here. Now he runs a bit wide. Again, either he just went into that corner too fast, or his tyres have basically just let him down. Because I know it's either he's trying to do a no stopper or something, or trying just to refuel at a point and then that's it, not change tyres. I don't know what kind of strategy he's doing, but I think he was more. I think it was a mixture of going too fast into that corner and being on slightly older tyres. Whereas my tyres, okay, my front left is starting to wane a little bit. You know, it's not terrible, but it's not at its best. So managed to climb up to 4th, considering that we started in 11th. So all in all, so far, not bad. But there is still potential for error, and things going horribly wrong, or disconnection. You never know. I might just suddenly just go poof, and no longer in the race anymore, and it's like, you bastard. Or could get a penalty. You never know. So coming to the last corner, just for the last lap. And so far the gap between me and Stefano, who I think, if I'm reading that correctly, is like 1.3. Now, to get up to 3rd, to catch up with 3rd is asking me to basically pull a ginormous miracle out of my arse, and it's not going to happen. So we are definitely at the highest position we are going to finish this race in is 4th. That's the highest we're going to finish, because it's going to take a massive miracle coming out of my arse for me to catch up with 3rd. So at this point, for this point, it's just like, yeah, there's no point in me trying to catch up with 3rd. It's fucking pointless. He's fucking gone. So it's more, can I keep ahead and basically stay far enough ahead of Stefano in 5th. So unfortunately, he was catching up. He was catching up a little bit at this point, and that front left of mine is dying. It is dying of death. Got to score it. Turn it a bit late. Go a bit wide. Not major disaster, but do lose momentum. And you can see Stefano is now right in my rearview mirror. To go a bit defensively inside just to make sure he didn't cut off, and I have a bit of good luck and he runs himself wide because I'm a lucky son of a bitch. So coming out to the last corner, it can still go horribly wrong. I could really bugger up in this corner. I've got about 0.6 litres of fuel of lap pool. Basically I can't English. Basically I'm almost out of fuel, but it doesn't matter because I get 4th place, which I'm not going to argue with that. So I think the amount of points I actually get for this race was actually less than what I got for the Red Bull Ring race. I think I got more points for that one in the end. I think I'm gonna have a look again, but I think for the Red Bull race I got about 345 points or something along that. I think this one I actually got less. I'm not 100% sure. It might have been because there was less people in the race. I don't know. But it might just be because there was less people in the race. But let's have a look. So let's have a look once this is all done, because just waiting for the results bit now. Right. So yeah, 4th place. Not gonna argue with that. So yeah, I got 328. It was probably because there's a little bit less people in the race because some people left, so that's probably why. But managed to raise up 7 positions. I'm not going to argue with that. So at that point I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to do the 11 o'clock race. I'm going to stick with that, and that's that. That's my result, and I'm happy with it, because I don't think I could have done any better in that race. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please remember to like and subscribe to keep up with any other videos that I do in the future. And as always, I will see you at the finishing line.